are a couple of my pals, so to speak, from my last attempt at graduate school going to show up at, my Josh and I living in Woodway, and they're going to it's going to be like a former office mate, Nick, and my former graduate school student mentor of mine, Tom, they're going to show up and they're going to be like, can we just crash on the couch and talk about your YouTube stuff? I've got some stuff I want to ask. So, sometimes life just works like that. I'm Tanis Shearhers of Seattle. My god is Hades. And yeah, it's a beefy man of Greece, but a god of Greece. And this is Strategizing for Curation, YouTube videos, a diagnostics protocol for when, why, what to return to. Here I, Tanis Shearhers of Seattle, strategize for curation of my YouTube videos, ruminating about a diagnostics protocol for when, why, what to return to, a selective YouTube video curation procedure. So this is something I really self-hounded on. So really was I don't know if you've seen a movie, I think it was Meet the Fockers or something like that, where there's a taser, and so it's a device where you press a button and then it sends these little probes into a person, and then it's attached to this shockwave, and it shocks the person as a taser. I was towards the beginning I tasered myself in this particular arena of catching mistakes, going back and stuff like that, and I was and to the point of I was I'm gonna try and ease off of this, really put an emphasis on getting it right at the time, but I made more mistakes, even if it was just typos earlier on. And so I've cleaned up a lot. I've introduced kind of standardized formatting for what I do, including theme day of the weeks it allowed me to standardize content for the themes, but then also work on projects to kind of standardize an approach, or not standardize an approach. So when I introduced projects with movie going, that was kind of what can I introduce as kind of a standard, so I have some place to work from, so I don't make as many mistakes, so I don't have to go back as much, especially with the number of videos, total videos growing. It goes, but I want to get it right at the time, so I can focus on the new videos and minimize the needing to go back. Okay, so this is something that I have done the whole time with fluctuations in terms of how much I do it. This video is part of the implementation / execution of the strategy. So another actually talking about it a little bit, and I've talked about curation before, but this is a really kind of synthesize what I've done, and then thinking about this for perhaps a more stable living environment, that kind of thing. When / why might this be used a lot by me? So my name / channel name becomes Tanis Gillespie publicly, and I encounter new things that might indicate going back / changes might be a good thing / helpful. So yes, the coming in of a new name and donning it and being ooh, I didn't catch that with the name I was living with then, my name at the time. So this might not quite fit. It might be if I go back in the title, really is off-putting, or really the meaning changed or something. That might be try and keep it, but if it isn't true to the video, then perhaps repackaging it, so to speak. My goal here is not to go back and change things. It's kind of to document the evolution of my channel. So if I make a new project, some of you go, you don't put something I do of recent is, if I make a new project, then I start putting it in the video descriptions. I don't go back to all of the videos in the project. It's to preserve the authenticity of I debuted the playlist, and now it can be put in the playlist if / as applicable, but to kind of document so then you can go through the videos and actually see how the channel evolves and see the project. While it might have already existed, it didn't have a playlist until that point in time, and that got preserved in the videos themselves. So letting it be kind of a living, beating heart. Okay. So that is staying true to my self-commitment, my cardiology self-experimentation here. So cardiology, study of the heart, including the corresponding blood systems. Okay. So this is also potentially a great one for moving in with my soulmate for the first time, critters indoors. Should I change anything with corresponding hierarchy perspective additions, such as my husband and our offspring, or my birth / blood dad? Yes, so there's talking about it and kind of I don't talk about my videos, period. They're 100% of my design, so to speak. I don't conceptualize with others or anything like that. It's a truly solo and operations, solo and conceptualization space. As in, like, for myself, I watch YouTube videos, so in that sense, I try to give back to the platform how I can, be it mentioning videos or like sticking true to kind of platform terminology, that kind of stuff. So for this one, like, there's like, you know, with my soulmates, my husband, the offspring, including critters, right? Well, only critters, really. In my birth / blood family, there's a little bit of, if there's something that's really like, they're like, you really should, like, this is just my perspective, and it's like something where I really should take into account, and maybe adjusting packaging appropriately. And then it just gets me to the next one, packaging. So that's like title, video description, thumbnail, that kind of stuff. Packaging changes that need to be made, mistakes that need to be addressed. So those are kind of the more common, like, I'll like go back to something and I'll be like, that isn't right. that was actually like, or like somebody might point out in the comment section that there's a typo or something. I'll be like, do I want to count, or that kind of thing. So yeah. I'm also, I don't aim for no typos, and I do I work on my language and literature thing. I do actually work on like, not, the wording isn't like it's about getting the wording right. So you're like, sometimes it's awkward, sometimes it's deliberately awkward. It's about getting the meaning across to you, and like, some people just want a beautiful sentence, yeah, and then the meaning's wrong. So it's about the meaning, it's about the heart, right? Okay, so it's where cardiology meets language and literature. Okay. For, if that's clarifying at all, and I tried. At least this is okay, at least it's done. And then up last, this is my soulmate surname, Sugar Daddy. Here comes the surname, Sugar Daddy. Enters the picture in person in waking mode in a fixed in my life capacity. Yes, so like the final solution space for my surname, that's a very settled, that's like a, I've talked about going through my videos for like a 9-step protocol, ruminating about that, for strategizing for that, for going through all my videos. There's also the going through all my videos and watching all the videos. That's one that I'd be like, good, with the final solution, go back through and watch everything and be like, not with the intent to change everything, but just be like, is there anything that needs to be changed with this as the channel name? You know. Final solution name. That kind of thing. All right, and then the bonus is channel / about description. So this is a good one for if I go back to a video. I don't always do that now. I did it more previously, but like when I go back to a video, kind of like bonus that may or may not be redeemed as bonus is going back and revisiting the channel / about description. And you're like, but don't change it. And like, sometimes it's not about changing it. Sometimes it's about reading it, seeing it, and just refreshing it in my memory, so I remember what's there. It doesn't mean it has to be changed. And same with this, right? I can go back to videos, but that doesn't necessarily like mean I have to change it. I might go back and be like, you know what? Actually, I'm okay with that. I do that now a fair amount as well. I mean, and that's great. That means I got it right. So it's great to refresh and like, yeah, no, I stand by that decision making. I think I've shocked myself, genuinely shocked myself, on how much I can remember, not just the video and like the content of the video, but the entire process of why did I choose this? Why did I film it like this? That kind of stuff. It's been a very cool memory capacity realization, perhaps. So that's strategizing for curation, YouTube videos, a diagnostics protocol for when, why, what to return to.